Hello and welcome to today's Starseed Healing Circle. It's always good to be back here. It is a cold day here in Stilby, but let's see what comes up for today. Okay, so I did all the dowsing and all the planning and everything for today's session, as I always do. No analysis done yet, so we'll see what comes up now as I go through the information. Today we are doing a soul transformation therapy session. I'll be using the Atlantean Paddles. What else? I've got some cards. We drew some cards for the work as well. And so let's start with our tune in as we always do, and then we take it from there. So our light code for today is the Galactic Federation Lightcode. So activating so that we can connect with that energy. And so perhaps just close your eyes, take a nice slow deep breath in and out. And just tune into what it is that you would like to work with today. What would you like to heal? What would you like to release? What would you like to bring into your life? Let's find some clarity on that. And when you're ready, open your eyes and allow your eyes to rest lightly on the light code, or perhaps trace the lines as though it is a labyrinth for your eyes. No need to translate or understand or analyze. Just keep thinking about your focus and your goal and your intention for today's session. You can stay here as long as you need. Pause the recording if you need more time. Okay. So before we dive in, I was called to draw a few cards using the Elemental Tarot. And the cards that came up, so we're looking at sort of past, present, future. The first card that we have is Avalanche, and Avalanche is about, it could be about sort of gambling and taking chances, and it could be that you were in a space where perhaps things felt a little bit out of control, like you had no control over what was happening. You'll see at the bottom we've got the two faces looking opposite directions, but the pupils are looking towards each other. That is based on the Egyptian hieroglyph called Aker, which is the it talks about the yesterday and the tomorrow, but then you've got the sun in the center, which is the now, and so it's sort of the horizon energy. And so here with the image that we have here with the two faces and the earth, that's a similar type energy there, where it's almost like you got to a place where there's a bit of a split in your path. Perhaps the way that you've lived life no longer serves, and you need to find a new way of being. Of course, that throws everything upside down because we don't like change. Change is not comfortable. And this brings us to where we are in the present with the well. And the well is usually indicative of some emotional, downward facing energy, sort of feeling a bit down or depressed or whatever, just not in a good place. So if we had the avalanche that sort of shook things around, it could take us through to a place of grief, maybe a little bit of mourning, sadness. And it may be that these feelings of sadness and sort of depression and low energies that you're feeling, perhaps you can't pinpoint them. I've just seen that energetically there's quite a bit happening with the planets, with solar flares, and in the planet itself. And so there's actually, I've spoken to quite a few healers and people who work with energy who have also found that a lot of their clients are in places of despair, anxiety, fear, sadness, even though they don't really have anything to be anxious or fearful about. And it's energetically, there are quite a bit of energies going around that can cause these. And then our future card, so after the way that I see this is with the healing that we do, this will take us through to the future card. Here we have the lake. The lake is a space where we can reap the rewards. It's a nurturing card, a mothering card. The hieroglyph that sits in the center just above the moon, that looks like 3 strings that's wrapped together, that is the Egyptian hieroglyph for birth. So it's a birthing of something new. Well, you'll see in Gaia's breasts, she has the sun and the moon. So it's the yin and the yang, the balance between the masculine and the feminine. And then there's the harvest happening, which is obviously the union between the divine masculine and divine feminine. So this card is a really beautiful card. It gives us that nurturing, that held energy, the loving energy that we need to take us out of the well where we are sitting. So all the chaos that you went through, it was all part of the story to get you where you are, perhaps to reevaluate where you are and what we're doing and what we're working with. And then that takes us through into this new space where we can birth something new. And so let's see how that works out. I then looked at the soul plan cards, and when we do soul transformation therapy, we draw 2 cards. One is a polarity card and one is a separation card. So the polarity card that comes up here is the 17-8, and this is about dominance and slavery, or mastery, slavery. And this is all about power issues. It could be about communication as well. And this is any situation that makes you experience subservience or a loss of power, or perhaps feeling blocked, or like your mission or your purpose has been sliced away. So this ties in beautifully with the cards that I drew just before that. It could also indicate some repressed energies. And I think if we just look at what's happening in governments and countries all over the world, there is quite a bit of repression, and we are stopped from speaking our truth and allowing the truth to come out. So I think this is quite relevant to where we are. Then we get the separation card, and the separation card is the 12-3. So 12-3, when we have the combination, 12-3 on its own is a very beautiful card about love and knowledge and expansion. But when we do the combination here of the 17-8 and the 12-3, it brings us a complex of abuse and unspecified trauma. So when we talk about unspecified trauma, this could be any trauma. It could be trauma that happened when you were really young. It could be more recent trauma. But on some level, we need to do some clearing around the trauma work. Okay, so that's all we need to know from the cards. And so we're going to move into the healing space immediately. We're going to dive straight into this. And we're going to start with a trauma release. And then we'll go through into a soul retrieval. I think soul retrieval is where we'll go. We'll do those 2. Maybe a chord balancing as well. We'll see what comes up. So as I'd mentioned, I'm using the Atlantean Healing Paddles for this work today. And the paddles that is coming up for today's session is the purple paddle and the pink paddle and the yellow paddle. Just a little bit of background about these. They were channeled and created by Frank Alper in the 80s. And he was very, very passionate about these healing paddles, and it was sort of the peak of his healing work. The paddles have copper frames and then a color film that sits inside the frame, and it's got wooden handles. So the wooden handle is so that the therapist does not get involved in the energy. So there's a disconnect between the electromagnetic frequencies and the radiostatic frequencies that is worked with the client. The copper is to bring the electromagnetic frequency through, and then the color brings the radiostatic color, frequencies through. So each color's got a different vibration. And as we move these paddles through the auric field, whether this be in person or remote, it is like swirling around the vortices or the energies within the field to bring balance and harmony. I have seen some really beautiful effects from using the paddles. They are really lovely to work with. So I'll be using them during the session as we work. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to ask you to stand up. If for some reason you cannot stand or you don't feel like standing, then sit with your feet firmly planted in the ground, perhaps sit a little bit closer to the tip of the chair. What is important here is we want your arms outstretched with your palms to the front. Imagine those images of Mother Mary standing with her palms to the front. It's something like that. That's the type of pose that we are looking for here. And what we're going to do while you stand in this pose, or perhaps sit in this pose with your arms to the sides, we are going to be looking at any feelings or emotions that come up. Okay, just remember everything we've spoken about now, about the trauma, about pain, about forgiveness, about perhaps the pit that you're sitting in, if there was any turmoil and tumultuous energy that you've experienced lately. All of those energies, just bring all of those to the surface. And while you are holding this pose, I want you to work through through statements that starts with I feel. So you'll start when you say I feel, whatever the emotion is. So I feel anger, or I feel frustration, I feel uncomfortable. Whatever it is that you may feel, state those emotions out loud. I will be working here to remove and clear those statements as you go through it. And I may also pop in a few statements as I'm sensing into the energy. So remember, we're working with a group energy. So if I bring up a specific emotion, it may not be necessarily directly related to you, but it could be someone else within the group. And just allow yourself to really feel those emotions. As you feel them, state them out loud. Any sensation or feeling. Okay, so perhaps close your eyes. Palms facing forward. Just imagine that you can project your heart space, your heart energy in front of you, and get a sense or a feeling or a sensation of what you feel in that space. It could also be that you are sensing these feelings and emotions within the gut. I'm going to be working mainly around the gut area, so even though you've got your heart space projected out in front of you, I'll be working mainly around the gut area. So feel into what it is that you feel. And this could be real emotions, or it could just be a sense or a sensation. Like it could be something like, I feel tense, I feel cold, I feel tingling. That is all good. I feel sad, I feel heavy, I feel blocked, I feel repressed, I feel down, I feel sad, I feel neglected, I feel heavy, I feel sad. So allow yourself to continue with all of those feeling statements. I'll give you some quiet moments so that you can use your own words. You may find as you're going through these feelings that at some point or another these feelings start shifting into something a little bit more positive or lighter. That's wonderful if that happens. If that didn't happen for you, that's also okay. If you wanted to, you could even pause the recording or maybe even rewind it a little bit so that I continue working with that pulling out of the energies while you continue speaking these feelings and emotions. Keeping the stance as you have it, arms are still outstretched. I'm going to do a detoxification and clearing technique, and I'm going to be working with the lung meridians. The lung meridian is sitting on the chest and it goes down the arm and into the thumb. So we're just using that as a way to remove and disconnect and release any energetic toxins that may still be there. So I'll be working around the arms. What I want you to do on your side is just keep arms outstretched and then just say the following after me. I am more than this body. I am more than this mind. I am safe. I am love. I am loved. I am free. I am more than this body. I am more than this mind. I am safe. I am love. I am loved. I am free. I am more than this body. I am more than this mind. I am safe. I am love. I am loved. I am free. Just take a deep breath in. Hold the breath and just crystallize this experience. And when ready, open your eyes. I'm going to do some eye rotations over here and temporal tapping just to ground and anchor this in. So what you'll do is take ring finger and thumb together. We'll tap using the index fingers and middle fingers around the back of the ear on the mastoid process. Imagine that you've got a big box in front of you, and we're going to look up to the middle of the box, to the corner of the box, to the middle of the box, corner, middle, corner, middle, corner, middle, and then reverse, corner, middle, corner, middle, corner, middle, corner, middle. You want to stretch the eyes, get the eyes as far outstretched as you possibly can. So let's do this together, ring finger and thumb, 2 fingers, and we're going to tap behind, look up, corner, middle, corner, middle, corner, middle, corner, middle, reverse, corner, middle, corner, middle, corner, middle, corner, middle, and then stop. That's it. So what that does is it just anchors in. It's like doing a find and replace in your brain. We look at the different aspects in the brain, so the different qualities within the brain, and it's like we're doing find and replace. We're saying change all of those things and let's clear them out and let's go out and anchor those in. Okay, let's go to our next phase. So next one, we are going to do a soul retrieval. I'll be using the yellow and the pink paddles over here. So you can sit again and be comfortable. I want you to imagine that you see a very big tree in front of you. So close your eyes and see this really massive tree. It's connected to the earth and is connected to the heavens. The branches and the leaves, they're connecting like lines of light into the sky. And the roots are going deep into the earth. And just allow yourself to really see this tree. And imagine that you can move around this tree or walk around the tree. And as you do so, you may find a hole or a door going into this tree. And perhaps just take a moment to observe what this door looks like or what the hole looks like. See if there's anything written on it. Is there a symbol? Is there a shape, color? What does it look like? There's no right or wrong answer here. This doorway or hole is going to take you into the lower world. So allow yourself to step through that door and follow along the path or the tunnel, feeling completely safe and completely protected. Almost like you've got a light with you as well, so you get to see where you're moving. And just follow along the path and going down and down into the roots, deep into the soil and deep into the lower world. Take as much time here as you need. Keep moving down, 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 and deeper and deeper and deeper. Keep in your mind's eye that you want to meet with your guardian angel or with your guide to the lower world. Keep moving down these passages, down the steps, down the roots, going deeper and deeper, feeling completely safe, completely protected. And you keep moving until you get to a clearing or an opening, and it will open into the lower world. And just perhaps spend a moment here to see what this looks like. And if you do not see your guide or the guardian, just call out, "I want to meet with my guardian. I want to meet with my guide." And then wait a moment. Your guardian or your guide will appear. It's okay if you do not see any details. Perhaps you just have a sensation that your guardian or your guide is there. And ask your guardian or your guide to guide you through the lower world and to bring you to a place where you can find a wounded aspect of yourself that is ready to unite with you. This could be a lost soul part, it could be a soul fragment, it could be an archetypal lost part, whatever it may be. Just allow your guardian or your guide to take you to this part. And you may recognize this trapped or lost part as a spark of light, or perhaps a child, perhaps a wounded person, or even a wounded animal, whatever is appropriate for you. And then I want you to take some action here to reclaim that part of you. Use your intuition. What do you need to do to reclaim this part? And if you're not sure, ask your guardian or your guide. What do you need to do to reclaim this part? You can also ask your guardian or your guide to help you to integrate or reclaim this part of you. And just allow yourself to draw this lost part into your body, integrate it into your body. Sometimes people feel like just giving the lost part a hug, and as they do, it melts into their body. But trust your intuition, whatever works for you here. Now visualize or imagine yourself in a favorite place or a safe space. This is your own favorite place, your own safe space. A place where you feel comfortable. And just see yourself enveloped with a cocoon of light. And this cocoon of light is both protective and it creates a sacred space around you. Allowing this light to shine out from around you. And you get a sense that you are a shining star floating in space. And all around, close and far, are many other configurations, other stars. Some of these may feel like they hold some degree of force on you or power. Some not so much. With some of these lights or stars, you may feel that there's a connection or a cord, and with others not. You may sense that some of these connections are restrictions, and these restrictions may take the form of commitments or vows. And this is not necessarily just on the human plane, but also on the soul plane. So these vows or commitments could be conscious or unconscious. And we would like to clear these vows and connections, these commitments and cords. So in your mind's eye, just manifest this bright sphere of light around yourself. So you already look like a star. Now put a bright light around that star. And through the power of intention, just repeat the following words in your mind after me. I now choose to balance ties and end vows with anybody or anything that was holding me in limitation. I break and rescind all vows of limitation and ask that any and all restrictions that have blocked me in my expression be released right now. I choose to let go of any doubts or limiting beliefs around my capability to contribute to life and to manifest the most fulfilling and joyful expression of my soul's plan. Now ask or command this sphere of light that's around you to start to spin. And as the sphere spins, it's clearing and disconnecting any limiting beliefs or cords, negative connections, guilt, doubt, trauma from negative present or past lives, future lives, parallel lives, all experiences, and anything else that may have relevance here. So this allows this light to spin faster and faster, faster. And as it spins, to see how it releases and clears and disconnects from all of those negative energies. And as this light is spinning faster and faster, it becomes brighter and brighter until it explodes into the most brilliant white light that you can imagine. And as it settles, you see yourself as a really bright light. Let's seal this energy. Imagine a thin sheet of orange light covering this ball of light. And now put a thin sheet of indigo blue around that. And then a thin sheet of the shiniest, clearest gold that you can imagine. This energy is perfectly sealed and perfectly protected. Now allow yourself to come back to your lower world, back to the tree, and allow yourself to move back up along the roots the way that you came down, moving up the stairs, up the roots, back up the way that you came. And this time what we want to do is we want to move beyond that and go up into the trunk and into the branches and into the sky. And you may feel like as you're moving through this tree, you're actually moving through your body, from your feet to your knees, to your hips, to your chest, and up into your arms, into your head, and out beyond. So allow yourself to keep moving up along the tree, up along the trunk, into the branches, into the sky, beyond the sky, and into the upper realms. And you find yourself in the realm of the soul, beyond time and beyond space. You may find that your guardian angel or guide, or perhaps even multiple guides and angels, are around to help you, as it is now time to manifest the healing in different aspects of your human life. All possibilities are governed by intention. And now that we have that integrated, wounded or limiting part, or lost part, integrated into our bodies and healed, you are now more whole and more complete. And so it's important to see this wholeness filter into your life. So see an image of yourself on earth, in your human life, acting and interacting with more wholeness and integrity. The previously missing part is now integrated. Just fully and clearly see this image. See how you act and react in more wholeness. And allow yourself to attract this image into your body and gradually ground and reorient this, allowing yourself to fit your entire spirit and soul into your body, like squeezing a hand into a glove. So just feel yourself pulling all of that energy into your body glove. And when you are ready, you may open your eyes. Back into the body, back into the space. We're going to do our eye rotations again just to lock that energy in. So ring finger, thumb together, using index finger, middle finger, tapping behind the ears, looking at your box. So looking up, corner, middle, corner, middle, corner, middle, corner, middle, swap directions, corner, middle, corner, middle, corner, middle, corner, middle. Done. And then I'll find and replace. So now that's all out of the way. Okay, hope you're feeling well after that one. So what we're going to do is we're going to just have a look at the last few cards. Last few cards is going to give us some homework. It's going to tell us what our solution is and what are we gaining from this healing in today's session. So we've got 3 cards. We've got the opportunity, solution, and the result. Opportunity is what we are gaining from today's healing session. The solution is your homework, and then the result is what we need to do to, or what we will receive once we do the homework. So the opportunity here is the 21-3. 21-3 is all about endurance and stamina. It's really all about energy, and it helps us to withstand hardships. So in the past where you may have struggled with some of the hardships, this energy gives us that little bump to help us go through there. The 21-3 is goal orientated, so it's really about meeting your goals. And so if there's any goals that you have set before and you haven't quite reached them, or there's incomplete tasks, perhaps this is going to give you an opportunity to really go and complete those tasks. There's quite a creative energy here. There is an overlap between the 21-3 and the 3-3. So that creative energy is still there in both of these energies. And so we need to maybe tap into some of those creative energies for the 3-3. and let those flow in the direction of the 21-3. So the homework or the solution is going to be working with our creative energy. It's really about expressing ourselves in the world and how we do that. This could be in a written form, singing, dancing, acting, drawing, writing, anything that's creative. Things like biodanza or anything to do with body movements, perhaps osho-dynamic meditations. Those are all really good to use here as homework. The 3 is also strongly related to the ear, as you can see in the bottom. So perhaps something like auricular acupuncture or ear massage or ear candling. Those are all really nice things because you get to work directly with the ear. You could also look at perhaps doing life coaching if you're wanting to do that, or any book on the subject, especially if it is around wealth and finance, because the 3 is about wealth and poverty. So it really is about your self-worth. And so the homework here is also going to be about stepping into your self-worth. Are you feeling worthy? Are you charging enough for the money or for the work that you do? Are you feeling good enough? How can you work around feeling better about yourself? I will give you a list of some crystals that you can also use as support. That'll help you with different aspects of the 3-3. I'll put those in the comments below. And then when you do this homework, the result is going to take you to the 11-2. So the 11-2 is really about structure and building. It's about expansion, so getting bigger than what you were before. There is a study component to it, so perhaps you want to learn something new. It may be a sort of, it doesn't necessarily have to take the form of a course, but it could be just maybe that you're self-studying or moving in a specific direction. But this is really about expanding yourself, getting to understand systems and assimilating concepts and ideas. There is a very strong quality of resilience here, especially emotional resilience, so the bounce back. And so the same with the 21-3, where it gives us that energy and endurance to move through and the power to withstand hardships. The 11-2 gives us that bounce back ability. The 11-2 also gives you the opportunity to see the bigger picture, to be really wise in how you work. This is a polarity energy. Actually, this is a double polarity energy. It's got life and death, and it's also got wisdom folly. But as a result, we would be focusing more on the life side of things and more on the wisdom side of things. So really stepping into a great wisdom and a space of holding. So what I want you to do is I want you to... Oh, wait. We've got an affirmation. I set that one up. I've almost forgot about that. There's an affirmation that you can use here for the 3-3. And this is: my channels of communication are open. I express love and truth. So what I want you to do is, let me maybe just switch cameras quickly. We're going to hold one hand in the front, one hand in the back. So the frontal and occipital hold. And I want you to close your eyes over here. And I want you to visualize or imagine yourself having acquired all of the resources that you need. Everything that you need to free you from your limitations. Anything that's been keeping you is now released. So just holding front and back. Just see yourself in a situation where you can take all of your insights that you've gained, all of your energies that you've gained, everything that we've received today in today's healing, that lost spark that you brought back in. So coming from a space of more wholeness, just see and feel yourself. How would you act or respond or react in situations? Just see yourself cultivating these new energies, taking the energies that we would have from our 11-2 energy, which is about that bounce back and wisdom and able to see the bigger picture. Just see yourself cultivating those energies. See how life would be when you have worked through these creative aspects and where it takes you. And perhaps if you want to, you may want to just repeat the affirmation 2 or 3 times. And I'll just read that out loud for you so that you can follow along if you want to. My channels of communication are open. I express love and truth. My channels of communication are open. I express love and truth. My channels of communication are open. I express love and truth. And when you're ready, just gently coming back into this time and space, perhaps fluttering open your eyes. And you may have predicted it. We're going to do some eye rotations to just lock those in. Ring finger and thumb together, index finger, middle finger, tap on the mastoid process, look up, corner, that side, corner, bottom, corner, side, corner, up, corner, side, corner, bottom, corner, side, corner, up. Done. That's it. That's it for today. How are you feeling? Just check into what your feelings and emotions are saying now. How are you feeling compared to how you were when we started? And with that, I'm going to bid you farewell for today. This is our session for today. And yes, be gentle with yourself. Drink lots of water. And I look forward to hearing about how you received today's healing and also what came up for you. I'm sending you lots of love and light. Take care.